In history, few figures elicit such conflicting emotions and opinions as Christopher Columbus. Regarded by some as a great explorer, a master navigator, and an enthusiastic businessman, Columbus's story is often described with admiration in many historical books today. However, a closer examination of his actions raises the question, who was Columbus really, and is he deserving of being hailed as a hero? This video delves into the controversial legacy of Christopher Columbus, exploring both his accomplishments as a navigator and the darker aspects of his character as a ruthless thief and mass murderer. Columbus's voyage to the Americas in 1492 is often portrayed as a momentous event that led to the discovery of a new world. However, this narrative ignores the fact that indigenous peoples had been living in the Americas for centuries before Columbus arrived. To claim that he discovered these lands is to overlook the rich cultures and civilizations that already thrived there. The real Columbus, contrary to the romanticized image of Columbus, historical records reveal a much darker side to his character. Columbus was driven by a relentless pursuit of wealth and power, with his main goal being to find gold. The Spanish crown incentivized his endeavors by allowing him to keep 10% of the gold he brought back to Spain. This incentive, coupled with his insatiable greed, set the stage for the atrocities that would follow. When Columbus and his crew arrived at the coast of the Bahamas, they were welcomed by the Arawak tribespeople, who greeted them with gifts. The Arawaks, unfamiliar with the concept of battle, lived in communal village settings and did not possess arms. They innocently welcomed the Europeans, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. The Arawaks were kind and welcoming people. They gave Columbus and his crew food and water. But Columbus was not interested in the Arawaks' kindness. He was only interested in their gold. Columbus described the Arawaks in his journal, stating,
"They willingly traded everything they owned. They were well built, with good bodies and handsome features. They do not bear arms and do not know them. For when I showed them a sword, they took it by the edge and cut themselves out of ignorance. They have no iron. They would make fine servants. With 50 men, we could subjugate them all and make them do whatever we want."
Driven by his desire for gold, Columbus captured Arawak tribespeople and interrogated them about the resources of the islands. When they could not provide him with the desired information, he kept them as prisoners while sailing to Hispaniola, which is now Haiti and the Dominican Republic. On Hispaniola, Columbus discovered traces of gold, but his greed and cruelty knew no bounds. He killed and captured more indigenous people, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. Winter set in while the captives were being transported to Spain, and many of them perished from the cold and harsh conditions. Columbus returned to Madrid, where he exaggerated his findings and successfully convinced the king and queen to fund another expedition. Columbus's subsequent voyages were marked by further violence and exploitation. In addition to his quest for gold, Columbus now had a new objective: to bring back as many slaves as possible. His actions paved the way for the transatlantic slave trade, which would devastate Africa and led to the forced enslavement of millions of black individuals.